is for the kingdom, yeah. I'm gonna build it up one brick at a time. Ain't got no time to rewind. I'm putting in work, double up on my grind. This is for the kingdom, yeah. I'm gonna build it up one brick at a time. Ain't got no time to rewind. I'm putting in work, double up on my grind. Why do you aim small when you can get it supersized? Why you say you're living but you're looking through that eye? Yeah, you say you love yourself, but yet you wear a disguise. You can stomach love, therefore you choose hate. Be careful, all it takes is a whisper of a snake. Be sober, just for the taste, you can lose it all. And even if it takes a crawl, pace yourself and then you stand tall. This is for the kingdom, yeah. I'm gonna build it up one brick at a time. Ain't got no time to rewind. I'm putting in work, double up on my grind. This is for the kingdom, yeah. I'm gonna build it up one brick at a time. Ain't got no time to rewind. I'm putting in work, double up on my grind.
Brick by brick, this is for elevation. You over here, over there, everywhere, this is a delegation. Answers for your questions, is this an interrogation? Man, stop, grab a hammer and tend to your obligations. That's real, L tell me.
Double up, double up.
Build it from the ground, now that's what you call a come up. 24 hours, sun up until the sun up. A god will have to die and be willing to raise his son up into another realm, like we walking through portals. Throw off this old flesh and a man can become immortal. I eat this living bread while that piecing together morsels. Y'all blessed, front to back, in my torso.
This is for the kingdom, yeah. I'm gonna build it up one brick at a time. Ain't got no time to rewind. I'm putting in work, double up on my grind. This is for the kingdom, yeah. I'm gonna build it up one brick at a time. Ain't got no time to rewind. I'm putting in work, double up on my grind. So much crabs in the bucket, they never wanna see us prosper. So I creep up in the hoods, and the Ruach's got me singing black opera. Words so good, cause it changed the atmosphere. They think we doing magic. Yeah. You gotta get in, cause your awakening is the hottest topic. Yeah. And we got the hook up on the living water, and ain't no need to cop it. No, but it starts with the family. We are the recipe of this economy. This is for the kingdom, yeah. I'm gonna build it up one brick at a time. Ain't got no time to rewind. I'm putting in work, double up on my grind. This is for the kingdom, yeah. I'm gonna build it up one brick at a time. Ain't got no time to rewind. I'm putting in work, double up on my grind. Chosen people, chosen people. We gotta do better, do better. We gotta do better. We gotta do better. We gotta do better. Better, 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 better. I ain't trying to go down with this ship, cause it gon' sink. Everybody gon' know who it is pulling the strings. Every knee is gon' bow, every knee is gon' bow in the presence of the king, in the presence of the king, in the world without end, world without, world without end, world without, in the world without end, world without, world without end, world without.
extravaganza, picks and tools for excavation. Dig and drill, highs and field, and no gold is weak. Everybody searching, trying to find a kingdom in. From first to last to first, we on both ends. This put your feet to the fire. Smokes in the air, don't doubt that. Israelites waking up on the ride. Whole hood high off contact, went real low, that's limbo. Watch the whole world switch when we bounce back like a pogo on the trampoline. I don't mean to bust your spleen, never been ashamed just to rap my team. If I ever hit a jam and I call on these, rendezvous, hallelujah. Everybody in this place gon' dance off these, dance like David, Moshe did, renew your mind. Come on in, blood on the door like Israel did, put blood on your life and the world won't end.
I ain't trying to go down with this ship cause it gon' sink. Everybody gon' know who it is pulling the strings. Every knee is gon' bow, every knee is gon' bow in the presence of the King, in the presence of the King, in the world without him, world without him, world without him, in the world without him, world without him, world without him. Who am I that you be mindful of? I used to live a life that's far away from love. I'm striving for that spirit from above. Wise as a serpent and I'm harmless as a dove. Yahuwah, have mercy on your people. I'm begging deliver us from the people. And you're the only one that's able. We're crying out to you, come save us. We must be now converted. We will not be defeated. We must be now converted. We will not be defeated. I ain't trying to go down with this ship cause it gon' sink. Everybody gon' know who it is pulling the strings. Every knee is gon' bow, every knee is gon' bow in the presence of the King, in the presence of the King, in the world without him, world without him, world without him, in the world without him, world without him, world without him.
At all costs, we must stand for righteousness, obedience, love, mercy. For the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Where will you be at the arrival of the King?
I ain't trying to go down with this ship cause it gon' sink. Everybody gon' know who it is pulling the strings. Every knee is gon' bow, every knee is gon' bow in the presence of the King, in the presence of the King, in the world without him, world without him, world without, in the world without him, world without him, world without him.
The power that we possess as a family, coming together. What does that look like? Because the highest of highest is coming back. It's coming to rule the earth. Where will we be? Let us bow before the King.
Shalom, everybody. Shalom. How y'all doing tonight? How y'all doing today? Oh, man, this is a day that the Most High has made. Man, we shall be glad in it. I'm so glad that everyone has come back to the podcast. It's the Off Limit podcast where nothing is off limits. Man, it's been a crazy weekend. It's been a crazy week, to say the least. Obviously, we didn't broadcast yesterday because we were so tired coming from the family. What was it? I always get it wrong. The Fringe Fest, family Fringe Fest. So it was a blessing to be out there in Atlanta. We were shooting a short film that started back in Friday and Saturday and Sunday. So a lot was going on, family. I mean, there's a lot of work being put in. And I know Jay can definitely, and your pod can definitely can feel where I'm coming from. So, man, welcome. We have a special show today. We got some special guests. We got our fathers in the building. I'm talking about all three of us. I don't even know how we were able to pull this off in the last second. Jeez. You know what I'm saying? But they're here. But most importantly, we're here also to talk about Haiti and feeding Haiti. But of course, we got our special guest tonight as well. We had already told you sometimes she gonna help us co-host. We got Ashanda. You might as well bring her on too.
Come on.
Ashanda at large, and Jay, go ahead and do your introduction, your pie, and then Ashanda can go ahead and join us.
Hey, shalom, shalom, family, man. As always, it's honored to be among y'all, man. I'm stoked that we got our fathers, man. Especially from what I've learned in the past like 6 to 7 years here, man. To get back to this element of celebrating our fathers and loving on them, man. I'm excited for that more than anything. But the Fringe Fest was fun. Most definitely a lot of work I put in this past weekend. We hope that y'all will be able to see the fruits of our labor soon, and that it will be something that you all can go and support and support Hebrew films. We trying to get into everything. We're trying to get into everything and do everything we can, to push the message forward. And so that's what our aim is, and show love to one another, as much as we possibly can. So again, man, it's an honor to be among y'all today, man. And I'm gonna pass it to my sis, your pod Q. She froze.
Man, look like she froze.
She froze.
Ashanda,
Q,
go ahead.
come on, Miss Ashanda, while we're waiting on Q.
Shalom, shalom, family. So glad to be back with y'all. Off Limits Podcast, Off Limits Podcast. All the energy y'all getting tonight from me. No, I'm teasing. But I'm so glad to be back here with y'all. Amazing that y'all were able to go out and do the Fringe Fest. Of course, I couldn't make it out here in the VI, but I know it was lit. I know it was fire, and I'm so excited to be on here with y'all tonight. Get to talk to y'all papas. Y'all just gotta let me know next time ahead of time. I'm telling you, I'm calling Grandpa up in the building. Okay. Well, much love to all of y'all.
Absolutely. Well, we always, I always appreciate you, and I'm sure my Jay Lush and your pa appreciate you as well. And it's great to have you join us because much love to you, much love to your family. So I definitely appreciate you for joining us. But first, man, let's go ahead and since Jay Lush is on here, Jay Lush, let's bring your dad on because I know he'd be so busy.
Oh
Introduce
man.
your dad to us. And by the way, nothing is staged, nothing is script. This is just like, you know what I'm saying? And the reason why we brought Ashanda also so she can be the non-biased party. So, she can ask questions. And
Right.
Ashanda, you can ask how did we grew up and how were we when we was young and were we bad, were we good, how many whoopings, you know what I'm saying? So whatever
Ooh,
whatever
sicky, sicky, y'all. I'm getting all the stickers tonight. Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
and then we'll bring up your pa's dad, and then of course then we'll bring up my dad, and then we'll also talk about the Haiti mission because that's foremost very important. It's a mission that's been going on with my dad for over 20 something years, and so we want to make sure that we highlight that as much as possible, and the people that wants to help with that, please definitely you have that opportunity. But yeah, Jay, let's go ahead, man. We're gonna bring your dad up. Before we do that, your pa, okay, say something. Can't hear you, sis.
Okay, hear you. She having a rough night, y'all. Just give my sister some grace. Give my sister some mercy. She trying to work it out, y'all. She coming. She coming.
Can't hear you.
Now we can't hear you, sis. Give her some grace and mercy.
Whatever you're doing to not be heard, undo it. Yeah, just come back in. So we'll go ahead and introduce your dad, Jay Lutch.
Okay. All right. So this is my father. This is my father, Kelvin Gatlin. Says unmute. Hold on. Let me unmute you, Pop, man. You can speak. This is my father, Kelvin Gatlin. We've been able to. I've been able to reconnect with my father, man, over the past few years here, and just get to recognize just how much this man I really am. I am my father, and to recognize that, because I had a time period when I wasn't around him for a while, and and I went and got back into his life, and I see him and I recognize just how much this man that I am. I'm excited to have him on here. Pops, say what's up to the people, Pops.
What's up, everybody? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear
All
you,
right,
Pops.
yeah. Well, I just want to say um, thank you for welcoming me in, to you guys' session. Um, I heard you talking about um um behind whoopings and all that kind of stuff. I want to say, and I have to say this much: I never had to put my hand on any one of my children.
What's
Right?
your
Oh,
secret? What
I
is your secret?
I talk to them. I talk to them all the time. I talk to them when they were doing wrong. I didn't whoop them. I talked to them, and they came out to be a success in life.
all
You
Oh,
know?
praises.
that's right. That's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about. I like that.
yeah. I always talk to them. I always talk, and I just engraved that speech into them. You know, so you don't see a scar nowhere on their body. No tears, no nothing. So I'm proud of being me for doing the way I did. Well, I'm saying, and I'm gonna go back into my childhood. Reason why, when I was a child, I was beaten. We was just beating, me and my brothers and sisters. My dad, I don't even want to call him my dad. He beat the hell out of us. Right? He broke five of my fingers. He stepped in my throat. He just did all. And I always said that I would never beat my children.
My
Mm.
And
goodness.
yeah, and I took the difference in that life. So I'm proud of the way I did that.
We
My
proud
son,
of you, man. We need like
yeah,
one of them, hand
yeah,
clap tracks or
We
something.
do,
We
we
proud of
do.
you.
yeah,
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, I lost one son in the midst of it. I was bringing them out as children. I would bring them everywhere I go on weekends, wherever I live, wherever I stayed, they stayed with me.
Hmm.
And it took the life out of me when I lost my second child.
Hmm.
Mm,
When I lost my middle child, and
yeah.
and I was scared for the other two. I didn't know which way was up in life, and my mom kept talking to me, stop, stop, keep doing what you're doing, keep doing what you. I just couldn't see it because I was scared.
Right.
Yeah.
I was scared for a and by me being scared, I lost Jay Lutcher. I lost him in the midst of that, and we didn't talk for years, But I prayed for a long time, and I knew God would send him back to me. You
Mm.
know,
Love it.
it
I
took,
love it. We got to get more of your story for sure because it sounds so compelling.
yeah.
Um, Real quick, we want to see if we can get your pa in the building because we know we was having some issues with the little sound. You there, sis? No, we still can't hear you. Oh my goodness.
Mhm.
We see your beautiful face, but we can't hear you.
It's got to be something with your headphones. I mean, like, because you know that's the only common denominator that's going on here.
Yeah, you was on earlier. We could hear you earlier. I don't know what it is. Maybe you know what? You should probably restart your computer. Sometimes that'll do it.
I think she
Yeah.
did it once, but she did it once before, and that's when it worked after you restarted it the first time, correct? No, I don't know if
Okay.
you're saying.
Well, go ahead and try to rectify that. Let's go ahead and continue. Go ahead and Ashanda.
Yeah, so we already got the snippets of the first testimony, which is more than powerful. Our brother Kelvin, Jay Letch's dad, and we would like to welcome in your dad.
My
Brother
dad.
Lawson, we want inquiring minds wants to know what he got to say off the rip.
Mhm.
Get them in here.
Go ahead and bring my dad. Go ahead and bring my dad. Y'all so silly.
Without further ado, we're gonna welcome him
Jalen,
to
bring him up.
Yeah, I got them.
Okay.
Let's see. Here we go.
All right, everybody. This is hold
he
on.
talking already.
Hold on, Dad. Hold on. All right,
Okay.
everybody. This is my dad. His name is Louis Lord Mias. Of course, he's L&L as well, just L&L tracks. So, of course, he's been my dad for all my life. You know what I mean? So, I praise the Most High for him. My dad has been doing a lot of work, humanitarian mission, and from since I was young and things of that nature. But I digress. This is Louis. Louis, Daddy. Go ahead and they say twins. Go ahead and
You ain't
go ahead
Look
and
at me
denying.
have too much fun.
go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
Well, good afternoon, everybody.
Well, before you do that, Dad, my dad was born in Haiti. He does have an accent So y'all pay attention, so go ahead.
Bear with me because English my second language.
Yeah.
So I'm so happy to join that fun this afternoon. As the other guy with the father, with my son, it's a pleasure to be with you guys. Uh, I'm proud of my son to see kind of people he deal with. My name, like you say, Louis Lormes. If you want to write that, is Louis. Like you say, I'm born Haiti. I'm from Haiti, but I live Haiti very young age. Was 23 years old, and I went to Island of Bahamas. That's where I got married. I have my 5 kids. Love is the first one. Become a time I went left Bahamas, went back to Haiti because I was in too much love, the attitude. But as a father, I take my kids with me because I can't leave them behind. Because I'm proud of to tell everybody I have 5 kids. God take one of them, but I still got 4 there. 3 sons and 1 daughter. I'm proud of them. They bless. They respect me. They love me. They love one another. They respect people. And it's like push them all the time to be. Thank God, the Most High. I received that back. And I went back to Haiti that time. And when I look at our nature of the nation, country, I can be able to stay. I come back again. I come into the United States, and I grab them with me again. And my backpack, bring them wherever I am. That's where they are. So that's where we make our last stop on the United States. And they got a school up there. I'm proud of them for what they have done. And especially Lawrence, I keep praying when my wife pray for him all the time because I know he's a busy man. He travel a lot. But I always question him who he deal with because I'm really care for that. Because I know who he is. Because tell me who you deal with, I will know who you are. So I let my brother been saying he never, with his kids. I always try to do that too. Especially lovers, I never beat them. I think I speak him one time, I think. Speak him one time. But usually talk to them, let them understand, good and bad, where to go, where to not go, what the good time, the bad time. I think it's the best way for you to educate your kids, because you can't change their mind, but what you plant on them, if they become to go left, they will remember what you was telling them. So uh, today I'm a happy man with my kids. I'm a very happy man. Very happy man. Where I am now, I'm with my last son. Just opened this office, to do his business. That's where I am now. My wife on the other side. My daughter not living close to us. She live in a Davenport. I get the other son. He's not there this afternoon because he's a chef. All of them blessed.
Yeah, if Elvis,
I just I don't have no word to say because I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Most things for me make me more happy. I know where they are. I know where they are. I'm not gonna spend 1 week without hear one call me, "Hey Dad, how you doing?" I'm very proud of that.
I just gotta say, we didn't even finish with the introductions yet. I just gotta say, the representation right here. This is everything. Okay. If you don't have your pen and pad, family, get your pen and pad and take some notes. All right, especially my brothers, because this right here, this is Black excellence. I'm loving it. Love it.
Thank you. Well, I have too much to say. I might as well stop right here. So My ministry is helping people in Haiti.
Yeah, we'll talk about that
Uh,
soon, Dad. Let's just do
yeah.
some introduction right now. Your pa, can we hear
Okay.
you?
Can
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, fine.
Yes, we can hear you.
Gracious.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
very nice. Oh,
Boy,
very happy face now.
Vet gonna get you, boy. I'm telling you. I already know it,
But
Vet
yeah,
gonna get
Vel about to come on in.
it's
Finally, finally.
I know finally.
you.
It was
Okay.
muted in my settings, like in the computer. I don't.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. But before we do that, Dad, since Elvis is there, can Elvis is my youngest brother. Tell him to show himself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Elvis,
Elvis.
Elvis,
We're about to see the triplet.
And listen,
Nah,
this,
nah,
no, no.
okay, this is Elvis. That's my brother.
Ah, baby,
Yeah.
bro.
And you say my mother's there too?
Yeah, she's on the back.
Okay. If she got a chance, she can show herself too.
Yeah.
But anyways, all right. So, Dad, you can hold on tight now that you done introduced
Okay.
yourself. So,
Okay.
let's go ahead
All
and
right.
bring okay, go ahead and introduce yourself and your pie, man. You can introduce your dad.
Say it again.
Introduce yourself. I mean, you didn't say hi to the people yet, and then bring up Vel.
So didn't. I'm sorry, y'all. Shalom, shalom, people. I can't even do my normal introduction. Man, it's just beautiful to be here. The title of this show, this is real heavy. It's an honor. Yes, we was busy last week. Crazy. It was very, 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 very many things to do. But all praise to the Most High for the strength to do that and to get back here alive and safe and sound and to be amongst you guys. You know what I'm saying? Of course, y'all know these are my brothers now. These are my brother fathers. I'm trying to see where they come from. You know what I'm saying? No, it's just this is a beautiful show. And y'all get to meet, a man that had part in raising me as well. But I believe your mother has shown up. So
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. This is my mother. Her name is Yermita, or some people call her Louise. So my dad can introduce her and then go from there.
Well, this is my wife, beautiful, most beautiful woman as well, and her name Yamita. Lawmays. She have a barrier language, but it's not a language. So I don't want a language, but I want
Yeah,
that's the way all my kids coming from. And I'm proud to have her as my wife for 48 years old now.
Yeah.
Yes, since we met, 48 years.
They married 48 years. Okay.
Yes, so we still hanging out there. And still share love one another.
Say y'all still outside, Dad. Y'all still outside. Okay. Okay. Dimunyo Kimunu, yeah. So I'm gonna speak a little Creole, y'all, and I'm not the best, but Dimunyo no.
Hello. How you doing? My name is Yemita Lomes. This is Mrs. Lomes.
Let me know. All right, that's my mother.
I don't speak very well.
You're doing great.
We understand. We
understand. Thank you.
All right, and okay, your pie. Go ahead and bring up your dad.
Oh man, so this is my dad. My papa. Blood couldn't make us any closer.
Bring up.
Let me see. I'm trying to click it. It was scrolling.
Oh, okay. You got it. There you go.
Dad, Vel, you're on mute.
Can you can unmute him, huh, Q?
I can unmute him.
Oh, you good?
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead and introduce it.
Yeah, this is my dad. This man took part in raising me from a very young age. I know I'm saying Vel, so he is not my dad biologically, but he raised me, and also my biological dad at a time. So don't be confused about that. My mom didn't do nothing crazy, but what I'm saying? He raised me. He took me under his wing, and I could honestly say, without him interceding and the Most High placing him in my life, there's no telling where I would be. I'm not sure if I would even be here on this panel today without this man. So this is Vel. I won't say too much of really who he is, but Vel, just you can introduce yourself, just I don't know. We speak. I don't missed how the format was. Are we speaking
No, that's
about?
fine. Yeah, he just introduced himself and
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna tell you how the format is. Getting ready to run 25 suicides when I see she don't never keep
You also my
she
basketball
don't never
coach.
keep me on this long. She done lost her mind. I don't know what, but I'm gonna be nice while we up. I'm gonna be nice.
Oh my goodness.
I forgot. I'm sorry. Other people are listening. She's great. I'm one. I don't have to talk a lot of. See these two handsome gentlemen. One ride with them, and the thing is, I want them to know I die in peace as well. So for 30 years, so I concur with everything he was saying because I heard what he was saying in this family. But I don't do this a lot, and I don't speak a lot, and she knows that. And this is a very special occasion in which I do this. It probably she's shocked by it because I don't say that many words, but she came and involved with me and me and my family, and at a time where, she was looking for some guidance, looking for some help, and we were able, I was able to take her under my wing and take her into my family. She got the benefits of going to Disney World and all kind of stuff with the family and birthdays and everything. And she was no different than any of my other kids. And I heard a little bit about the disciplining, and I understand about the disciplining. There's one thing of beating on kids, and that's abuse. And then there's one thing of spanking them and getting them to understand that, there's some things that you have to have some discipline about. And I heard a little bit about that, but she was definitely not one of those kids. She was like Sponge Barbara. I mean, I know y'all Sponge Bob, but she was Sponge Barbara because she soaked up everything that you would say. She wanted to know it. She got on my nerves because she asked, you know, continuously asking questions and wanting to understand completely what was necessary and the message that I was giving her, that she had the right answer. So it propelled her to go from where she come, and I'm telling you, she's come from a really dark and bad place to where she's at now. And this is probably the first time that she hearing this, and it shouldn't be, but very, very proud of her. I mean, some people have tactics on keeping their kids to keep persevering in life, and I'm the kind of parent that out of all my kids, and I got 10 of them, and I got a tribe. I'm from Savannah, Georgia, but I got a tribe, and I'm telling you, every one of them, I have that I guess I'm gonna say fish because Lauren don't eat that other stuff. We don't say fish. I keep that fish above their head, and they always reaching to get that fish so they can eat. And that's what I do with my kids. I want them to keep persevering and be the best they can be. She got a brother that's a neurosurgeon, got a sister that was in the WNBA. And matter of fact, that's what I thought her calling was. She should have been a WNBA player, but obviously God had something different for her. Um, and she's gone this path, and I'm so proud that she has really seen now where her calling is. But I'm not gonna stay on this thing long because I don't know a whole lot to say, but nothing that I'm proud of her, and I'm proud of the people that she's involved herself with. And I met these two handsome gentlemen And I tell you what, I left there with a smile on my face, to where I even went and seen a concert that they were doing, and that was one of the, and even my wife, and you know how Tanya is, Barkley, her stepmom, and she was really, really, really impressed and wanted to make sure she get to more of these things. So I'm not taking up the show. That's too much talking for me. I'm proud of them. I'm proud of these guys. I'm proud of what you guys are doing, and I appreciate y'all bringing her along, because she definitely needs to be in the right place.
Man,
Wow, that's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful.
There you go.
Who-
Yeah,
who-
he don't do this at
hold
all.
on,
Like,
hold on.
Oh, you gonna run? You
Sonny
gonna
gotta
run?
have that kind of question.
Talk about you love me all you want. You gonna run? You gonna run?
oh man,
Authentic.
Oompa, Tupac, whatever they call your other name is. You
He
gonna
said,
be
"Well,
Barkley. You gonna be Barkley when you get back here.
oh my goodness.
um, Vel. So I know you told us, but why y'all call her Barkley?
She every kid that in my program, I've been doing this since '92. Uh, in my basketball program, put over 1,500 girls in college on scholarships. I've had about 30 of them play in the WNBA, and every one of them has a nickname when they come in my program. And I do that because I have so many girls. I don't remember everybody now, but name that's in your program. So what you do, unless you see them over and over and over. So to alleviate from having to remember, I have three Andreas, I have four Ashleys, and I ain't doing all that. So I give them nicknames, and we call her Barkley because she's just like Charles Barkley in the WNBA. She just beat up everybody on the court, and she's just strong, and she not tall, but she was strong and very physical. She kind of put a little fear in a whole lot of folks when she was on that court. So if you know Charles Barkley in the NBA, that's
Oh, yeah.
Charles, the female Charles Barkley right there. Now she didn't get in, she didn't bite people and spit on people and throw people through glass, but she would have if I told her to.
Oh my goodness.
That's
But
wild.
she don't have that mentality. But the basketball wise, that's why we call her Barkley, because she's very physical and very, very, very good basketball player.
Wow. I'm not trying to see you on the court, your pa, I mean, me and your pops, we got a couple of things in common. Him being a father of 10, me being a mother of 10. So I feel you on that. But I used to play ball. But see, I was one of them girly girls and I was a scrub, but still they put me in the starting five. I'm glad I didn't play against you.
You glad you didn't play against none of us?
No, I'm glad.
We
You
was
didn't play
always
against my
poor,
team.
and we
You
mad.
might have would have quit if you played against my team. I had a bunch of inner city. You know what? They were rough.
Be a contact sport. That's a lie. That's a
It's
whole
not. You're right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I wish I had a few more girly girls, but they ran and became cheerleaders when they came to my program. They didn't stay. Next thing you know, they was cheering.
Oh my goodness, this is so beautiful, and we just going to go ahead now that we got everybody on introductions. We're going to go ahead and get started with asking the good questions. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start with the elder first. Okay, we're going to start with Elder Kelvin, right? Because he was just spreading so much wisdom earlier, just his own experiences with dealing with his childhood and how it impacted how he raised Jay Lutch. So, Mr. Calvin, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Jay Lutch is what number of children for you? What number is he in the middle?
He's number three, my third child, third
So,
boy.
he's
Uh-huh.
a middle child. Okay.
Yeah, he's a third child, third child.
Okay. So he
Hmm.
got does he have middle child syndrome? Did he have middle child syndrome when he was growing up?
Um, you could say he had more of the older child syndrome.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. What you mean? Because you know the older child, they're a little they're a little entitlement. They got some entitlement issues.
Oh goodness.
Well, my oldest son, he was always, I could say, just bullheaded, bullheaded. He
Uh-huh.
he he didn't want to hear it. He was he more of a mama's boy. He ran when I got at him. He ran to his mama, mama this, mama that, mama that. But when my second child, which is Zachary, Zachary asked me 1,000 questions. 1,001 question all the time. You stayed at it. Stay like you were, right?
Uh,
You know what I'm
uh,
saying? He just kept at me, and when he was in like kindergarten, he always wanted me to pronounce words, spell this words, what that spell. And I said, "Boy, you the one supposed to be learning, not me." You know?
I hear you. I hear
um,
you.
police stopped me one time. We were going to the DMV, the motor vehicle, to change a license plate. Police stopped me in the midst of that, and it was just him and I. He jumped out the truck. You leave my daddy alone. You're not gonna bring my daddy to jail. I'll bring you to jail. You
I
know?
love it.
Not me, the middle son, not me.
Right, right. It was
That
the
didn't seem
middle
like their
son.
personality.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
about to say that is not J Lud.
Yeah, it was the middle son. So, I had to take stride in all of my children. You know what I'm saying? So that's why every chance I got, even with my baby boy, I held him in my arms all the time, which is Jay Lutcher. I held him in my arm because he was much younger than all the other kids, and I always went with kids in the neighborhood, brought them fishing, brought them summer everywhere, brought them to the beach. We picnicked, we did everything together. Um, Jay, he was or like an overseer, and I appreciate him for being that as a young child. He oversee everything.
I'm
Didn't
sorry. I'm sorry. This is sounding a little biblical now. This is
uh
sounding like Joseph. This
yeah,
is
yeah,
sounding like Joseph.
yeah. didn't nothing get by him. If there was something going on, he always tapped me on the leg. Dad, look, look. And it might have not been nothing bad, but he just wanted me to know what was going on. And I really appreciate him for being focused the way he were.
Oh
You
my
know?
goodness,
Yeah,
Jay.
yeah,
How they work out with your older brothers? You was the house reporter. Go ahead, tell the truth. You was telling everybody, Daddy,
yeah. And and,
Daddy.
and and with that being said, he's still the same right now today with his older brother. His older brother always coming with some bull, some kind of bull, and it takes Jay to straighten him out without me saying a thing. You know,
Oh my goodness!
without
Wow.
me opening my mouth, he'll tell his brother about himself. And that keep me calm and settled. Because I don't
Well,
have to
that's
say
good.
anything. Yeah,
That's
but I
good.
like
It's
it.
like he came out the womb good then.
Say it again.
Like he came out the womb good.
Yeah, he did. He really did.
Okay, now stop. Listen. We done heard all the good stuff. Now I want to
Uh,
get to the nitty gritty. Now, don't you sit here and tell me and tell all of us on this worldwide audience that this man just came out sinless. We know there's some goods, so spill the beans.
anything other than that, I couldn't say, cause I couldn't see anything. I couldn't see.
Oh,
I really couldn't see no wrong in him. He wasn't no troublemaker. He didn't get no trouble. He just did whatever. I was telling him when he came to see me a couple months ago. Um, we were talking, and I was telling him about when I was like in the third, fourth, fifth, sixth grade. I used to have the young girls. They would wait for me after school. It'd be five or six of them, and
Yeah.
they would jump on me, right? They always talk about my eyes. They wanted me to open my eyes so they could see my pretty eyes, and I was so embarrassed of that. You know, I was running from that. And one time they threw me on the ground, and somebody kissed me, and Lord, I couldn't eat for 2 weeks. You know, I thought that was the worst thing in the world. And me and him talking about that, him and I rather, and he said the same thing happened to him.
Happened to me. Yep.
You know?
wow.
Yep. They held me down on the school bus, talking about
Yeah,
they love my eyes because we got
yeah,
these super light brown eyes.
right.
They held me down the school bus for a girl to kiss me. Yep, they held me
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
Same thing
Same
happened to
thing.
me.
Yeah. And
Man.
I was
Wow, I
out
didn't even
late.
know that.
Yeah. So
Well,
just
they say apple don't fall too far from the tree. So there you
yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah. Well, just
That's
the other
funny.
day I was in the grocery store and I was saying something to a lady that I knew, and I went up close to her and opened my eyes. Well, I didn't realize what I was doing.
Cat
First thing
daddy.
I'm fussing about something, and she said, "Oh, you got some pretty eyes." I turned around and ran away. You know? I said, "I'm not talking about no eyes."
Traumatized.
You know? I said, "Lord, I must not say I'm through." You know? So, uh, but I look in my boys' eyes. They do have the same eyes that I have. I'm like, thank you, Jesus. You know, that's my that and their straight teeth. That's my trademark on my children.
Oh, that is
Yeah,
beautiful. That's beautiful.
yeah,
I love it. I absolutely love it. I want
yeah.
to go ahead and move
Now,
on to the
now,
elder.
now, now real quick, I'll say this, Ashanda. You
Uh-huh.
want the weapons? We're gonna have to get mom on here.
Well, see,
Yeah, right. Yeah,
because
exactly.
somebody lying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. Because I never raised my hand to touch none of my children. So if they got a whooping, they got it behind my back.
They,
You know?
that's right, because we throw hands. That's right, we
Yeah,
do.
yeah. I don't know nothing about any whippings. None. You know?
Well,
My
that's that. Well, you
my
know what? That's beautiful. You do a lot of talking. My husband does the same. You know, he talks a
uh-huh.
lot to our sons, especially the
Right.
teenage years. And I'm like, wring their neck. That's a good neck.
Uh-huh.
Oh, good
Right?
lord.
He's like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. But I appreciate that. It's that balance. You need that balance, because especially you growing up young men, already y'all dealing with so much when you leave the home. You're dealing with the outside, so you want a safe place on the inside of home. And you being that you understand how to relate in this world as a black man, I can
Uh-huh.
understand why it is that you feel the way that you do. I can respect that. Okay, so I mean, for real, that's why I say representation is beautiful here. But we here for some stories. So we gonna talk to the elder over here, Elder Lewis. Go on, cause see you from Haiti. All right. Now see, I am from the Caribbean as well. Okay, so I don't know. You got some stories. Okay,
Oh Lord, you something else.
you better believe it. You better believe it. I'm telling you. I know he done did something. Okay, so you're gonna have to spill the beans. Let us know what he did because you was at that moment. You just see, I'm gonna help you recall it. You was at that moment when he was just about to take you up to the limit. That's why they call it Off Limits podcast, because he was
Uh-huh.
taking you up to the limit, right? And then all of a sudden you had to catch yourself. You had to catch yourself. And you was like, I ain't gonna do it. But you about to take me there. He'll take you there to take you there. So go ahead, brother. I'm teasing. Go ahead. Tell us a little bit about what it was like with
Yeah.
orphans in the South growing up.
Where you want me to start?
Oh my goodness.
You go ahead. Whatever come up in your spirit, you go for it.
Okay, I want to start with my son when he grow up. Uh, this is why I'm so proud of him up to now. When he grow up, he gone to school. Nobody never call me, say this is what you do is wrong. He never late for his school, and he never disrespect anybody. And I was very hard to them to let him know when they're on the class, the teachers and the second parents. Teach them how to be respectful for teachers, because they left home early on the morning. I'm not with them. My wife's not with them. The people who know who with them, they must have respect for them. They always do that. Uh, I remember Lovis was on the sixth grade. Yeah, sixth grade.
Oh, this is very
His
specific.
teacher sent a letter to me say, "You got to talk to this boy." You writing like doctor. He's not a doctor because he have a beautiful handwriting. So when he came, I say, "This is a letter your teacher sent to me. Say you're not doctor. You can't write like this." He said, "Daddy, I can't help it. That's my handwriting." So I said, "Okay, go back and you teach you that." But they was love him a lot because he was very quiet. He don't disrespect nobody. Uh, when you take him to shopping, I always take all of them together. When it's school time coming to go shopping, you watching everybody pick up things, pick up things, pick up things. And he's the last one to go take what he want. Guess what? When he gone, pick his one, he pick a cheapest one. He said, "Where daddy gonna find money to pay who all those things?" So he was different from the others, from his friends. He is a guy. He was kids, but he have mentality grown people. You know, that's was his conceptions. And everybody was loving because he used to sing a lot. He loved to sing, and he was get that nice verse when he sang. Those girls was just time for him at the church. So, oh yeah, that's what that was my problem. When I see that, I always start looking closely because I don't want him, anybody got to come and get him, So I was very hard on that.
Yes.
And I very, very hard on that. Very hard on that. Because I work too hard for them, try to educate them. I don't let nobody stole their mind to do a wrong thing. You understand what I mean?
Absolutely.
So thank God I'm proud. That was work. And I think 1996, when he graduated high school, that he graduated, I think that was Thursday, Monday morning, Sunday morning. We was on our way to college. My wife and I take him to a car, take him to Daytona Beach, to start college. From there, he studies school up there. But we was planning to find out where he gonna stay. But he was stay at school for a couple months. But one professor chose him to see how potential on this young man. He said, she went in my room about to her house. She was a doctor. And now one day my wife and I go to see him at Daytona Beach to see who he lived with. That was, breaking my heart, but that was happiness for all the family. It was very happy day for us because when I tried to explain to the doctor, so appreciate what she done, she said, "No, I will take you guy because this young man bring a blessing in my house." I'm swear, this is what he told me. This young man bring the blessing in my house. This young man came in this house, we feel different, we see different. So that show me God as Most High have His hand on him from the beginning. So I never have no trouble with him. Nobody never come and complain to him. This is what he do. He never, join. He smoke. He don't drink. I don't know when he go on, man. So I can't stop him no more. But I never see that on his life. You always, sober, smart. And I asked him one time, when you go to college, what you going to do? He said, "I'm going to be an architect." I don't know if you forget that. He told me he's going to build his own house on remote. So wherever he come on the yard to turn the house to go in the parking. That's what he was telling me. So when he went to college, I don't know how much major this guy go touch. I don't know how many, but music was on his broad. So I could see that way after. But to tell you the truth, I'm proud of him. If I had to talking about him, I would find too much to say.
Oh my
But
goodness.
yeah, I got too much to say because he don't never disrespect nobody. Like I said before, I was speaking one time. Him and his brother was getting a little argument, but too sure. I don't think the size. I expect two of them together. So everybody knows. So
not my fault. You were just making it.
Expect two of them together. But after that, I say, guy, it's not my deal. And I don't like to do that, but this time I got to do it because you're little two brothers. No argument with it, two of you. And that's it. One time. And he don't give you a opportunity to say anything bad about him because the way he was raised. And I'm proud of him. I'm proud of my wife to kind of work God allow us to do on him. His brothers and sisters love him. To tell you the truth, I really have blessed him to have this blessing for me. Something happened. I have one daughter. She's the last one on the family. But she looks like she is a boss. A minute something happened, she got the phone, she put everybody online. This on that, this on that. So everything goes smooth. I'm proud to have this family I have. God gave me is a blessing.
Absolutely.
So I hope everywhere they go to be the blessing for everybody they find. All and young, for them to be a blessing for every one of them. So I'm proud to see kind of people he deal with. Is new experience to me this afternoon. I'm very proud of it.
I'm loving it. Now we got the fathers, looks like one of our dads had to drop off real quick. Hopefully we can get him back on.
Hello?
But okay, there he is. Okay.
You gonna cut just because you started with that little team you started with, don't mean you got to kick me to the curb. I was a starter too. I'm a Hall of Famer. Don't play me. I'm in the Hall of Fame. What you talking? You better get it right. You better cut me. How you gonna put me on the bench? I'm better than you,
sir. Yes, sir.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
I'm acting up now.
I see you acting up. I'm seeing it right now. Gonna put me on the bench. I'm your LeBron. Well, excuse me. I'm your Michael Jordan. Don't put Jordan on the bench.
There go your car right there.
My goodness.
I need to get some act right. Okay, so we gonna
You're doing a great job. You're doing a great job.
Man, I appreciate you so much. I appreciate it. Seriously, y'all, this is a blessing because for me to hear all of this, this experience from remarkable men who raise remarkable children, right? For us to see this representation as a family is so needed. It's so necessary. I'm joking around a little bit when I'm talking about, getting in with the discipline, but seriously, this is just a phenomenal moment that we all need to appreciate and praise y'all for. But, I want to ask you, Brother Vale, can you tell us, because your pa is like child number 11 for you, right? Because you got 10 of your own and then raised her on the side. What is it?
She one of my own. I just didn't make her, but she one of
your own. What is it that you saw in her as a young woman? What did you see in her that made you say that one is my own right there?
That's a question.
Well,
wow.
I'll tell you what, that's a great question. But before I answer that question, I just want one thing. Brother Lewis, ask Mama to close her ears. We should have went to that school that Calvin went to and his son. I ain't never heard nothing like that in my life. You got jacked up by girls, and then they slamming you down and kiss. Your son is a linebacker. How are they slamming him and kissing him? Somebody tell me something. Somebody got to tell me something. You had a whole lot of Berkeleys out there for them to slam you down. But I wish I'd have went to that school. But leaving on that one, but Lewis, I don't know about you. I want to be at that school. But
that's how you got 10 now. That's how
it would have been about 15. I know if I'd have went to that school. I ain't gonna be mad at me. I ain't mad at me. I don't care what y'all say. But listen, what was your question? I was trying to get in on that I was trying to get on in that girl thing and forgot everything. I'm sorry. I apologize. But you were saying what I saw in her.
Yes.
The word that describes her is tenacity.
Love it.
That's the word that describes her. She was one that wasn't the most talented, wasn't the most gifted as far as athleticism when it came to sports. Amongst the kids, she was very, very shy, very into herself, wouldn't say much, a big time follower. Whatever they did, she followed. But other than that, she'd be by herself. But the tenacity she exemplified that started in that program, which gave her confidence uh, to put her to where she is now. There's no question about that, because she's not even the person she was when I got her in 6th grade. Not even close to that. I think tenacity and self motive, well, not self motivation has really pushed her to where she has gotten in this point in her life. And I don't know how she is around y'all. She probably still a little quiet, but for the most part,
no, she ain't quiet at all.
yeah, she probably not, but she gonna act like that with me, but she probably not with y'all. But she did. She came from a place that she worked very hard and was able to show people that she belonged. I think that what is it, self-confidence that she didn't have in herself and the things she did. Always now academically, always, the top of the ladder. There was no question about academically where she was. It was the other part of her life that would bring her down, and maybe she lost herself in her books to help her propel, or she's naturally gifted in being. I think she's naturally gifted because when I got her, she went to Quintanilla, which in school in Dallas, which is a honor school. It's an honors academy, and you got to have a certain IQ and a grade point average to get in that school. So she, if we talk with that aspect of her being intellectual, I mean, she could have been a doctor, a lawyer, anything. She could have been just like her brother Chris, a doctor, a lawyer, whatever she wanted to be. I think it had to do with her confidence, and she really grew from that, which propelled her to where she is now, which I'm very proud to say that she's done a heck of a job.
Absolutely.
And she has a great supporting cast. She got a couple fellas there, that really, really are in her corner and that she respects as well. And I raised her to understand that about guys, and I think that's what she's picked up from, and just not guys, but anybody. And she's picked that up from, and I can see that when I talk to these gentlemen, and don't have to have worry about her when she's out with them.
I love it. I love it. Absolutely.
Good job, man. Good job. Good job.
Good job.
And she looked like she was serving.
She looked like a what?
Like she received
she
it.
Looked like she was serving.
Oh yeah. She I'm sorry I'm in this car and I can't hear y'all. I don't want to be showing y'all the top of the car while I'm driving and getting to where, so I apologize for that, but
be careful while you're driving, okay?
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna try to be a little careful, because I really want to see and tell y'all what I really think, but I'm gonna keep that for another show. This is a family Christian show. We gonna keep it. We gonna keep it like
that's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
No, we taking the limits off. That's what we do.
Yeah, put the limits back on.
Now we coming for you right now, Barkley. All right, look, when you want.
Barkley. So she got the nickname.
It ain't too many people that call me that. That's you real close if you got that name. That's for sure.
So what I want to know, with all of this beautiful, great accolades and information about these wonderful children, what I want to hear from is these wonderful children about what kind of fathers that they had. So, Yapa, could you do me a favor and share with me the same instance? What was that magnetic pull that you saw when it came to Elder Bell that just drew you to him? You knew that that this man was going to speak life into you.
I don't know how I'm gonna get through this. It's so crazy. I just knew you was coming to me because I'm like, I got time to cry. You know what I'm saying?
It's just onions.
You know, I speak about my testimony. I couldn't use I couldn't use to speak about it. It was very hard for me to speak about where I came from, and uh, my biological father, which he couldn't make this podcast. He was coming, but he had something to do, so he was not around. You know, not at his fault. You know, everybody it takes two to make anything happen, and I was dealt with at a very young age. You know, it was my innocence was it was taken from me. So growing up, with my mother, I love my mother to death, but we struggled a lot, like a lot. So me picking up a basketball, being that I didn't know that my father, that my family actually played basketball, I really didn't know much about them. And I just so happened to pick up a basketball, and that was to get rid of what was psychologically going on in my head. Like, I'm like, okay, at a point I knew, I'm like, I can't tell my mother because guess what? We have to live here. So I had to hold that in. So basketball was I called it my temple at one point. I had to, everything I did, it had to go into basketball. And I'm like, oh, if I could get grades, they'll never know. Like, it was almost hiding me. So I hid what was really wrong with me in basketball, and as well as academically. If I was a straight A student, they would think I have a normal upbringing. My household is normal. Their perspective of me would be, oh, she's a normal kid, but they didn't know, heck, I didn't have something to eat. A lot of times we didn't have lights, we didn't have hot water. I didn't have a home sometimes, and at the time all this was happening, like I played basketball. I just so happened to teach myself, or the Most High taught me how to play, and I just so happened to get good to where I was able to meet Vel. He had a team. I didn't know nothing about no AU team, so meeting him, it was like, man, this man crazy, at first it was like, this man is crazy. And then as I continued, what he showed in basketball also attributed to life. So as I grew with him, and like me gravitating to him, because what kids desire discipline, they desire structure, they desire stability. You know what I'm saying? We all need that. So just, I guess, who I was, like, this man was I didn't have to tell him, hey, somebody touch me. Like, my mom didn't notice, my sister, my aunts, my uncle, nobody noticed that, but he was the first person to notice. And it was crazy to me. Like, I'm like, how could nobody see that, but he saw that? So I'm like, wow, that was one thing. And then he was like, it's kind of like he never had to say it. He was just like, you good with me, I'm gonna take care of you. It wasn't, he didn't make it easy because we worked for everything. He made sure that he instilled in me, like, you have to work for things, you know what I'm saying? I feed you, but don't think you're just gonna get this, and you don't have to work towards anything. So he instilled a lot of stuff in me that I still hold on. And I failed to this day, those things that the things that he's spoken to me. So, man, him just loving me, taking me in, like, I don't see that, I don't see it now, with anybody else, but it was just, I thank God for him because, man, like I'm telling you, I was spiraling, with the kids. So I absolutely love him. I owe him so much, and I thank the Most High for him. So if anything, he's a disciplinary. He's a disciplinarian. He's a motivator. Uh, he's a man. He taught me what a man was. I didn't understand that first, but now I'm 34. I understand completely now. You know what I'm saying? Um, he taught me what love was. I'm not even his child. He never treated me any differently. They never treat me as family. Never treat me any. I go, it's a family reunion. Each time. So, I owe him so much. I just say that, and him saying he proud of me. I probably heard this 3 times. You know what I'm saying? I probably done heard this 3 times because he never let us get comfortable. He always like it's another level. It's another level to this. So even with the music now, to me it's another level. With basketball, it's another level. Although that wasn't my path that the Most High chose for me. Um, he just been there. He was there when my real father could not be, but I have an excellent relationship with my father now. My biological father, and they both know each other, and it's just, boy, that's all. I'm a what they say. I'm a yield to that, but I love this man. He's a and like I said, if you knew who he was, y'all probably fall to the floor. He Somebody like me. Listen, man, it's Vel. I love you. You my guy. I'm gonna start talking though.
Y'all got me trying to host this thing over here. I got onions in my eyes. Listen.
Well, all I know is to piggyback off that for one thing. I put over 1,500 girls in school, and 1,499 of them would jump off a bridge to know I'm on this radio podcast. Sitting here talking about opening up about her, and it was something that, like she said, the Most High must. It brought us together. That's all it was. It brought us together.
This is so beautiful. Seriously.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah.
I think
before that you say something, and I think even in meeting your pa, what I'm saying, like I've always said, we met her, and some of the things we were able to see beforehand, and but I think the mission and where the Most High has her going is changing the people around her without her even noticing. You see what I'm saying? So it's one thing is to have a beautiful spirit and to submit yourself to the Most High in such a way, but because, and just like Velt say, like it was the confidence you lacked. But when the Most High start to instill that confidence in you, and the idea that you're already intelligent, you already got the mind, you already, what I'm saying? So now you get that confidence added, which is what Velt instilled in you, or what he was trying to get in you. Now the sky's the limit. Velt is only on here because of what he saw in you, the confidence lately. You know what I'm saying? So that tells you right there that change is divine.
Right.
That's how divine that change is. Because he's saying out of 1,500 girls, 1,499 would probably flip or jump off a bridge, that he's even on this podcast. So that is a change.
She know it.
You know what I'm saying? And it's changing.
Totally understand.
Your biological father now is joining and coming to your concerts. People in your family now is like looking at you like, whoa, what is going on with your podcast? Because she is shining now. You see what I'm saying? So that change, just by doing the work, it causes change. And I think it's for the good. And I think that's what Velt is really saying.
Yeah. It's incredible. And honestly, I can relate That's why I told y'all earlier, if I had known, I would have brought my grandfather on, because that's what he was for me. And it's that toughness, that discipline, um, seeing that you have a person in your life that's going to call you to go higher because they see so much more in you than you even possibly see in yourself. And that's really when you look back at it and you go, that's what real love looks like. That's what real love looks like, when you can pour out from yourself
Mhm.
into another, and help them to see beyond what they can see. I'm loving it. And at this time, because I see so much richness in y'all, and I see the faces of those who have established that richness in it. So I'm going to go ahead and ask you the same question, Brother Lorvitz. What would you say that you saw in your father that just made you say, this man right here has made me the man that I am today, has compelled me to live for the Most High Yah? What one thing stuck out to you?
Um, it's something that I speak of pretty often, and that is the idea that one thing that I learned from my dad is love, like 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 that's love, like to the point where it's scary that someone can love that much. You see what I'm saying? Um, that you would pour yourself into people before you would pour into yourself. You would give yourself to others and not take anything back or not want anything back. You see what I'm saying? And why do I say that? Because you're looking at someone who who begot me and then showed love by protecting us by going to Haiti and then coming back to the Bahamas and then coming to America, doing whatever it takes for us to succeed. So you can say, in order for this bloodline to continue. So doing whatever it is to provide, coming from Haiti, coming from a different walk, coming from the way we think. You see what I'm saying? And then seeing the relationship with his wife, not have been together for 48 years, longer than I've been alive. You see what I'm saying? I'm 45. So you see the love being given to her on a daily basis. Daily. You see the respect and you see the honor and you see the reciprocal way of her loving him. You see what I'm saying? And then you see how he treat his children. And then not only that, you see how he treats the neighbors. Not only that, you go to church and then you see how he treats the people in church. Not only that, then you go to the store and then you see how he treats the cash registers, the people who do the cash register. Everybody from every walks of life, you see the respect level and the love that he shows towards God's creation above himself. You see what I'm saying? And so when you constantly see this every day, you almost begin to sort of kind of take it for granted. It's like water. In America, we water grass. In America, we and we take water for granted. In Haiti, where we from, we don't water grass. Water is a commodity. That's like a necessity. But here, they take water and they literally water grass. They wash cars. You know what I'm saying? So when you go to Haiti, you don't see that. But then even when you don't have and you're lacking, you still see him pouring love. And then over 20 years, 30 now, you still see, even when he came here, he did not forget about the people in Haiti. Over 30 years, probably over 20 years now, he's been feeding the people of Haiti, offering himself up through financial feeding the people. His house in Haiti is like the headquarters for when we need to feed people, and they all come. And then you hear the stories of how people respect him and how people like, this is a great man because of his deeds. I'm sure my dad is not perfect in terms of from a human standard, but he's perfect in my eyes because of how he raised me and how the things that he instilled in me throughout all my life, which is the number one thing is to love. Not only love, but to love God. We grew up in a Christian church, so he loved God and he instilled that in me. And so, but not only that, he said you gotta love the people too. But my dad just didn't speak this stuff, he showed it. So a lot of times I saw it all the time. I saw nothing else. And I get it now that people see me and I emulate him in so many different ways. And sometimes I think I've actually failed him because I know the type of level I could have been on in terms of being able to show love. Because when I went to college, I did things I wasn't proud of. When I grew up, you know what I'm saying, I became my own man. I did a lot of things where I depart away from some of the things he taught me. But praise the Most High, he woke me up. You see what I'm saying? And now it steered me right back to that path that my dad had already prayed for, that he led. You see what I'm saying? And so, and then when I got into the truth, I began to start feeding the people of Haiti. I began to start helping him with all of those different things. You see what I'm saying? So I think the for me, and I've never expressed this to him in this way, and praise Yah for this moment that I can say I love my dad with all of my heart because of what he instilled in me and how I'm able to walk and how I think. Because a lot of times I do the same thing. I find myself doing the same thing, putting others before me, being able to bear others' burden. You see what I'm saying? And too much is given, much is required. A lot was given to my dad. So now I'm starting to understand a lot also has been given to me. And one of the reasons why we are on this podcast and why we decided to do it was because we're trying to feed Haiti. You see what I'm saying? And this is something my dad's been doing every single year without blinking, has never skipped a year. And this year is so difficult for us to do things that I don't even want to skip a year. That's why we on here. So we're trying to get the people to help me, help my dad, just like they did the previous years. You see what I'm saying? And so, I mean, it's a joy to be his son. You see what I'm saying? It's a joy to represent his name, because I believe he's representing the Most High the best way he saw and the best way he was convicted to do that. And that was passed down to me. So now I do the same thing. I'm not perfect with it, but I do the best that I can. And I don't want to bring shame to my dad's name, because if I bring shame to my dad's name, then that brings shame to the Most High. You see what I'm saying? Because we have to reverence our dad, whether they're in the truth or not, whether they understand the scriptures or not, whether they were drunkard or whatever walks of life, we still got to reverence our dad because it is scripture.
Yeah.
But if anything, it is the love. And I know it's strange because I've heard, people have conversation with me and they said, oh, the way you love and it can't be real. Well, you're looking at the man who put it in me.
Yep.
And if you hear him talk, you can't like if you hear my dad talk, you're like, he kind of different. You see what I'm saying? And so no wonder when you talk to me, you're gonna hear that same thing. And I'm not gonna apologize for loving. I'm not gonna apologize for giving people 70 times seven, whatever the number is. I'm not gonna apologize for that. I'm not gonna apologize if someone hates me and I return love to them back. I'm not apologizing for that. I'm not apologizing if someone don't like me, but I like them back or I give them love. I'm not going to apologize for that because I'm being natural. I'm being organic in how I was raised and how I have been fashioned by the Most High through my dad. So I don't apologize for the love that I give to my community, to the love that I give Israel. I don't apologize for offering myself no matter what. You see what I'm saying? Because now I understand this is what it was. This is how I was supposed to be. Because my
Exactly.
dad is this way.
Absolutely. I mean, because there's power and it's real power. Perfect love casts out all fear. So what I see in both you and the expression of your father is a fearless love that's willing to go and to serve others. And that's the heart of our Heavenly Father. We know that. So what a representation. Again, I keep speaking about representation tonight, but yes, this is where it's at right here. So love, that is an amazing testimony. And I have to ask the same of you, my brother Jay. What would you say would be the one thing that stands out to you in terms of your father that made you the man that you are today?
I know you're tired, Pop, so I'm gonna get you off of here. I'll say this and I'll let you go, Pop, so you get some rest. My pops drive trucks, so he on the road all the time, y'all. So I'm gonna get him off of here so we can go get him some rest. But um, you know, I used to always I remember my father's a hard worker. He's always been on the road driving trucks. He always did what he could, from what I remember, from what I watched. He always did everything he could to be a provider for us. He always did that. It's important for a young man or a young son to see that about his father because it helps you replicate it. And I remember that about my father. And so I had this time period, this Boca time period where I missed valuable time with my father, right? And so, I became angry. I became resentful toward my father. And the scriptures is actually, Sirach, and the scriptures actually will help me get back to that, right? It helped me, and then on the elder actually helped pointing me back in his direction. He said, and the elder told me, when was the last time you talked to your father? I'm like, it's been years. He's like, stop everything you're doing and go find your father. Go talk to your father. I know your relationship with your mother is important, but you need to find you, because once you find him, you're gonna find yourself. And so I went to find my father, and then I began to talk to him. And the more I started talking to him, I started recognizing just how much I am this man, and I couldn't deny it. I am him. He like in every sense of the word. And when I recognized that I was him, I recognized just how much love he had, because I love hard. I love hugely. And when I recognized that, man, I broke down and I cried, man, about how much time I spent away from my father, because it was hurtful, man, that I missed all that time with him. I'm praising the Most High now that I have time with him now, and I get to talk to him and I get to speak with him. Every chance I get, if I can go see him, I'm going. It's like for me, when I get to, it's like going up a mountain. I'm going up a mountain to see something higher than me, my father. And I have a respect for where I once didn't have it. And so, so the scripture, Sirach, Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 10, it says, glory not in the dishonor of your father, for your father's dishonor is no glory unto you. Mm. For the glory of a man is from the honor of his father, and the mother in dishonor is a reproach to the children. My son, help your father in his age, and grieve him not as long as he lives. And if his understanding fail, have patience with him, and despise him not when you are in your full strength. And so when I read that, I recognized, man, I'm missing time with one of the most important men in my life, the most important man in my life. And so I ran to go get that back. And my father, he's a farmer, he's a fisherman, he's a truck driver. I remember all these things from my youth. My father putting bait on the hook, putting it out there, getting that fish. He loves it. He's a hunter. All of these tools I missed because I wasn't around. And then I started recognizing, man, it's the trick of the enemy for them to try to keep us away from our fathers. And so when I recognized that, all it did, it made me love him more. It made me love him because I know that I am him. And so when I know that I'm him, I know that everything that's out of me, I get from him. I got straight from him. It came from no other place. And so so the hard work in my father, when I started to remember, once I came out of my feelings and I started remembering who he was, I was like, oh snap. Man, my father, he loves hard. I can see that he loves hard. And then when I went back to him, he was talking to me about, what he went through when my older brother, his middle son, died, Zachary, and I felt the pain of what I was going through. Of my children were not speaking to me, and I was like, the same things are happening to me that happened to my father. And the spirit dealt with me to say, man, who's going to repair this breach? Who's going to stop this flow that keeps happening? I decided I'm gonna honor my father. I don't care what no one has to say. I was around people who would badmouth him. I was around people who would talk trash on his name. But every time I seen him, I used to think back. Every time I see him, what was his approach and response to me? Man, my father loved me every time he dealt with me. So I recognize that people project things onto you because they feel some kind of way about your father, because they feel some kind of way, because they don't like what happened. But I recognize that man loves hard. And when I recognize all of those things, I ran back to my father. And I'll never leave his side again. If he ever needs me, I'm here. I will honor, respect him, love him, and take care of him. And I tell Pop that, Pop, when you ready to shut it down, Pop, right, Pop? When you ready to shut it down, you come live with me, right, Pop?
Wow.
And that's
Well,
because
I prayed on that for years and years. I
Wow.
always kept my child
and
in my
so
prayers all the time.
and my mom used to always tell me, she wound up telling me later, he always said you would return to him. He
Mm.
always said you would return, and he was right. I sure did return. I did.
And this is like a teachable moment. The reason why I say it's a teachable moment because I've gone places in Israel, and we have to understand those people who are using this scripture, uh, those who's my father, who's my mother, and you know what I'm saying? That scripture to separate people from their biology. You are using that scripture incorrectly. Because if that was the case, why would Ezra be talking about honoring if your father is dishonored, if you dishonor your father and you talk about him in a certain way, you really dishonoring yourself. Why would it say that? So that means there's a conflict. So that means you need to go back and read that scripture and understand it in its full context. We have to honor our father and our mother no matter what. Now, it's not to say we do what they do when it's against the commandment. That's not what it's saying at all. It says, Fear Yahuwah. The whole duty of man is to keep his commandment. Fear Yah, keep his commandment. We understood that. But that does not necessarily mean it gives you the right to dishonor your father. And so we need to have that hard lesson, that hard talk with our leaders. If a leader is telling you to leave your home and leave your father and not talk to them because they're not in the truth and they're just trash, I would never listen to that leader. Never. So why would you do the bidding of the enemy to separate you from your father and your mother when that's their whole goal? The whole goal. The Most High is not the author of confusion. He's not trying to separate you from your dad or your mother. You see what I'm saying? So we need to have that hard talk that people need to stop projecting their pain on others, and we need to start facing our own pain. I mean, I know leaders who don't get along with their father at all. Bad mouth them like it is nothing. We can't. Come on now, you cannot do that and think that the Most High is frowning on you. And if you keep reading them scriptures, it says your prayers will not be answered. It's actually an abomination when you keep reading those scriptures. So we have to be really careful as leaders, as priests of the Israelite community. We have to understand that, yes, you may not agree sometimes, but it does not give you the right to disrespect your father. You may be separated physically, but in a sense, you still have to give honor because you dishonor your father when you speak bad about him. You pretty much trash, to be honest. You call your father trash, you are trash because you're from him. And that's what the scripture is saying. So that's a teachable moment that we need to make sure that we grasp.
But I got a question here because I mean, in theory, right?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds amazing. That
Right.
sounds great, and I know biblically that that's how it's supposed to go.
Right.
But the reality is that some of us, have situations where our fathers didn't show up the way they were supposed to. right? They didn't do all the things that they were supposed to do, and it left deep, impacting wounds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, trauma that was so deep that it takes years and years to unfold the layers of that trauma. And I think it's important to speak to that aspect, because what happens is that we tend to throw scriptures at people, and that's what we do as believers, because that is what's been done to us. But as a people, we are conditioned to kind of look at the scripture from the standpoint of what is in our minds, versus dealing with the layers of how the relationships around us have impacted us, and marry that to the scriptures.
Absolutely.
So I look at, for example, Brother Calvin's situation we spoke about earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
Talking about his relationship with his father, and how he took that as an opportunity to, when those lemons were thrown his way, to say, I'm going to make some lemonade. When them bricks were thrown his way, to say, I'm going to build a house. Going to give my children back what was done to me. So I want to ask Brother Calvin really quickly before you get off, if you could just give us some insights into how you deal with, how you rectify that soul wound and make it into a life service for your own children. Turn that situation around so that you can truly live in that scripture rather than just hearing it from a headspace.
Well, from about 14, 13, 14 years old, I started having nightmares every night, waking up in cold sweats up to I was about 51, 52 years old, waking up in a cold sweat. And every time I opened my eyes out of the dreams, it was my dad in front of me. I was hungry. We were hungry. Me and my brothers, sisters, and everybody. And I just, from that young age, I just prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed. I said, one day, Lord, it's got to change. It will change. And I stayed in prayers all the time. And prayers brought me through it. Prayers brought me. I mean, I had nightmare, cold sweats all the time, up until older man, and I just dealt with it. People used to look at me even when I was in a hunting camp. We had 35, 40 members in the hunting camp. Everybody saw something on my face when I woke up in the morning. My cousin, which is a pastor, he said, "Man, what's going on with you?" He said, "Why you always looking mean? Why you always got that bad look on your face?" I didn't answer him. I just kept going. I didn't answer him. It took about 15 years later for me to finally pull him to the side and talk about it and answer him to the question he asked me. I told him I was having nightmares all the time. And he said, "Well, why did you tell me?" I said, "I just prayed. I just prayed all the time. I prayed and it made me feel better after prayers. And I just moved on with my day after day after day. So that's how I dealt with it. But I always, in my prayers, I say, Lord, please let me acknowledge my children. Let me not hurt my children. Let me teach my children. And that's what I did.
Beautiful, beautiful. When you
Yeah.
were in your time of prayer, right? Because a lot of times, again, we want to break down, these terms that we hear oftentimes. So, in your time of prayer, did you communicate to the Father what it was in specifics that was hurting you, that's causing you to have um, the deep emotions that you were having towards your Father, or did you just have a general prayer about how you wanted to raise your children? Did
I
you
I
bring
commu-
it to the table?
I communicate to my Father, my Lord, on what was going on with me and what I was
Mhm.
going through. I
I think
communicated
that's
to him all I prayed even when I was going down the road, driving that 18-wheeler. I prayed, holding that steering wheel. And I asked God, I asked my Father, I asked him, when would this be over with?
mm,
And asking that, it didn't remove it, but prayers removed it. Because one day it just came to me that I didn't hurt no more.
mm,
Like just one day I woke up and I didn't hurt no more. I'm like,
yeah,
wow, he had already removed it.
yeah,
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 he had already. I was like shocked. I was like, wait a minute, I don't hurt no more. I'm not having bad dreams no more. So I'm
yeah,
great. I'm grateful. You know.
Yeah, I love it. I love what you're saying. Just, bring before him in detail what it is that you're going through. I had to do the same when it came to my dad, because see, my dad was in prison for 7 years.
Uh huh.
And for him to leave at even he left, but at the time that he left, it was a beautiful thing in one aspect because that's when I got to move to the Virgin Islands and got
Uh
to
huh.
spend time being raised by my grandfather. But
Right.
having to deal with the trauma of not having my dad in my life,
Uh huh.
it was one of those things where I had to go before the father and say, this man, he didn't do this, he didn't do that, he didn't do these things. And the relationship that we have today is one where I can talk to him openly about the things that hurt me and offended me as a child. And I think that's so key for us to do because when we're coming out of this system where there's so much trauma because of generations that have gone before us dealing with chattel slavery, where the abuses come in, where the neglect comes in, all of those things, that we have to be able to have these hard conversations with our fathers and with our mothers. If we're not able to, then it doesn't bring about healing. And I think that's
Yeah.
what a lot of people in our community, that they want to have these type of relationships where they can say, all I can say about my dad is a representation of love. That's what I saw. I saw the representation of love. Or when they say about Elder Bell, I saw him and it was just that he saw through me when nobody else saw through me. He was able to see these aspects of my life that everybody else closed their eyes to. We want to have those type of relationships as a whole,
Yeah.
as a community with our fathers. This is why you all being here as representatives show us that it's possible. It's possible for us to have these type of relationships, but we got to be authentic. And that's what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing this authenticity, so I'm loving it. I want to ask, speaking of Brother Val, I want to ask you a question because you poured into so many. You poured into so many young people. What compelled you to to pour into not only your children but so many? Oh, I'm sorry, Jay Lutch. Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, pops. I know you.
Yes.
Go and get you some rest, pops.
Okay. I need to get off because I'm telling you,
Yeah,
I get up every morning at 2 o'clock, y'all. You
Okay.
know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Go rest,
Yeah.
pops. Thank
Yeah.
you for coming. I appreciate you
Yes.
so much. Thanks,
Yeah.
pops.
Yeah. I'm glad to meet everyone, and I'll be back to you guys soon. All right.
Thank,
Uh,
Thank
okay.
you.
Yeah.
thank you for
Thank
coming
Yeah.
on.
All
Yeah.
right,
I
love
got
you,
a lot.
pops.
Okay. Love you, everybody. Okay. Y'all
Love you
have a good
too.
night. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right, all right. So, Brother Vel, what compelled you, having 10 of your own, to still pour into so many others? What was the driving force? Did you have a good relationship with your father? Or was it something that, it was innate in you to pour in? Oh, he said I sidelined him before now. Get him on the bench.
He's unmuted, so he should be able to
you
speak.
know. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and move on because he's probably, in a place where he can't communicate at this point. Um, what I want to do now, before he gets a chance to come back on, Brother Lorvins, you were speaking to this phenomenal work that your dad has been doing in Haiti for a long time, of phenomenal work. So I want to ask you, Elder Lewis, what compelled you to go and do that work for the people of Haiti, even though you had left? What is the driving force that compelled you, and what was your relationship like with your father?
Well, if I want to start from way back, I grew up in Haiti. I left Haiti. I was 23 years old. Uh, my father was a farmer. He wasn't get that much, but thank God he have enough to give us food to. We don't have to depend on somebody else. And I watching people around me who don't have what we have, who depend on to see what my father gonna give them because my father was a farmer, but he was very honest person to see people among them who don't have what he have to share. And when they have something from my father, I see how much they appreciate it. Not they appreciate, but they need it. When I say they need it, because you can imagine, you go to neighborhood, find a family, four, five, I mean, have nothing to put on the table, and those kids watching the father, the mom, expect something to eat, they don't have it. And I watch those, I see it, and when I became a man, thank God He's blessed me to move that from that environment to adopt different environments. So to me, I still looking behind to see what I left. What I left, uh, some is still there now. Because when I went back to Haiti to see uh, people that are suffering, where I went to Haiti is a island who don't have no running water. Who everybody do things and the farm is to eat, to make a living on your own self. You don't see much people get up in the morning, go to work, come back with a paycheck. They got to live on the farmer, what they do. They got to wait till that green ripe to eat, and that hurt me a lot. That make me have a love to share what I have. And when I came into United States, and I go back again to see a soft friends. But my wife and I, we talk and we say, what we gonna do? We will just start clothing people, buy used clothes, go something you throw away is a goal for somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And I went up there, me and my wife and I, we bought clothes, take off our clothes, our children don't need no more. When they go up there, they brand new for some people. That broke my heart. I just keep pouring to them. And you look to see a family, five, six people living on the shack. I mean, they sleep, but you could look around, you could see them inside from outside. That hurt me a lot. Me and my wife start building little. We don't build big house because I don't have that. I don't have that much money, But I do what I could to move them from the situation one to go two. Let me provide that question. You know what I mean? Because from somebody, pick up somebody from the dust floor, or give him something on same that you could. His sleeping is different. It's a big difference. So we start doing that, building one room, two room for people. Became a time, we we start getting low on that. My kids help me a lot on that. I have Lovis, and I have the other son who with me right now. Is the same thing Lovis do. He does the same thing because they so love to see what I'm doing. And from there, I stopped building house. When I can't build it no more, I looking for people who they start house, they can't finish it. So we spend money, buy them a tool to finish the house. We can't build it all, but if they start it, we help them finish it. From there, we change to feeding. That's the way they much, very critical again for people. People, have they poor, but they need what we're doing. They need what we're doing, and we bring food, share for them. You can imagine you give me a 200 a pound rice that could feed but 40 family
Mm-hmm.
according to what we could do with them. Share it. We take it by big bag and share it, put it together with the spaghetti and bean and things like that. Different thing. We make a packet to them. That person, heaven coming down for them that day. And
Mm-hmm.
from there, if you go on I built a house on same islands when we gone that where we stayed, and we put some people in school children. School, they can't go to school because they don't have no clothes. They can't pay their school because Haiti, if you don't have no money, you can't go to school. And I have my last son up there. He went to one island named Laguna. He find his school got 75 students. They can't go to school the next year. He paid for the whole class. Elvis, he went here with me. He paid for the whole class.
And before you continue that, and think about Haiti, the tuition is not the same here. It's not like you paying thousands and thousands of dollars.
No.
Like, it's
I'm
like
coming to that.
$47 for the entire
Yeah.
year. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind.
Yeah, I'm coming to that. And from there, we start those two things now. Pay for some school children and feeding the poor. That's what we do. To tell you the truth, I'm honest with you. I don't have no way as money coming from. Just my family do it. My family do it. And beside that, when Lovis joined me with his partner, them that's make it bigger. And Lovis and Elvis and my last son, they cover me good on this thing. And if I bring you a picture to see when people come and get those things, what I do when I went back up there, I send everything ahead of me, and when that I know everything packing at the house, and we get away house, we put them. Me and my wife buy our ticket. We got up there. When we got up there, we spent a week making the package, and I went to all over the place and invite people. Say, minute they saw us come, they already know what's gonna happen because they're waiting for us and they know what's coming. So this is what we do. This is that love. That what I will see is the coming. Is stay on my blood. I can't not do it. I have to. Because is a need for it. Is a need for it. The school, the money you have $50 in the U.S. Before time 2 years ago, I have $40 in the U.S. I pay for whole year for one second grade school, second grade student. $40. When you change that and good, I pay for whole year. Now they raise it up a little bit. We come into on $53 for whole year for one kid. See that when I went last 2 years I went up there. Let me tell you how this thing go. I'm sorry. When I say that, I feel like something more from me. And the last when coming to John, his school gonna be closed. And August, his school gonna be open in September. But people who don't pay, they keep the report card. They keep the report card for the children. You got to go pay what you get. That children could find a report card to know what grade you're gonna be. Nobody know which grade that children go. Tell you get that report card, so you pay for it. When I went up there, I see it. I say, let me go up there to find out what's going on. And I went up there. I find out that situation. I called my Elvis. He sent me $1,000. Elvis sent me a sum again. I paid for 75 kids. It's school for 75 kids. That time, I say to my wife, I just don't know what to say. Minute they hear that, I just call Elvis. I say, this is the situation I'm on now. He called Elvis, money coming to me, and I pay for it. So this love on me, this need on me, cause what I will see from when I was way up, when I was with, what I see while I'm traveling, believe me, I can't stop doing it till I go on the ground. I can't stop doing it. So this is why I always sacrifice myself. I thank God I have my family with me on that. And my wife almost can't sleep now, so she can't go on yet. So almost can't sleep because let me tell you, that look at like a joke, but a house we build for that. We don't have no electricity, but I have a generator. But people I watch who watch the house for me, I tell them once a while, uh, start generator, let some light on the house. Minute somebody pass this our light there, one call me, he say, you might don't believe it. What I hear someone say, oh, thank God this week my kid's gonna be eat, belly full. You know why they say that? Because they saw light on the house, they thought we can.
Wow.
When they call me to say that, I feel my heart just goes part of it. I just a tear in my eye because that's what they know when we came how much we be help for them. So those things on my mind is still. This is why I offer myself to do this thing. I'm gonna do it till I die. Until I die. Is this is why I said I feel so happy. Lovis and Elvis, they always told me, Daddy, I I'm with you on it. I'm with you on it. I saw it because last time I went up there, I left Elvis on Florida. When I looked, he coming to me over there. He joined it. Bring me a backpack. Bring me a shoes. I tell you something you don't know. You might say, you don't believe that, but I want you to believe it. Some shoes you throw away for some people over there is the brand new. It's a
Mm,
brand new. It's a brand new.
wow.
So we're doing that, and it's not their fault. It's not their fault. It's
Yeah.
the same. I remember my one of brother was talking about, especially this girl was talking about this man who met her at the halfway on her life. That's when never lose, never lose. Something you made for that.
Mhm.
I think she have a ministry now to tell people where she was, where she are now, and I dare you if you don't tell someone that, because you have a responsibility to share that testimony to bring people where they was to come back to the light.
Son of a
So
maid.
that's the way I keep doing this, and I thank God you guys give me an opportunity to explain that to you guys.
That was to you, Yvonne, actually.
That's amazing. I mean, your testimony is so beautiful. And a lot of times people think it takes like some big old organization, some NGO to come in and to rescue, our communities. No, man, it takes us. It takes us to be right there. And that's one thing I can tell you that I know from, the wonderful, beautiful family and friends that I have from Haiti. Um, I every friend and family that I had that's from Haiti, they're just so resilient, so strong, and it doesn't matter what the situation that they have been through. They're going to use the resources that Yah has given them to pour back in. I love that. Had a really good friend named Jean Pierre. Y'all got a lot of Jean Pierres and a lot of Maries there.
Yes, we
I'm
do.
talking about
Jean Pierre, Jean Pierre.
Jean Pierre. So Jean, uh, he's a king. You know what I'm saying? But he was just always there and just like I'm gonna pour back into my community where I came from, where my bones are. And I just love the fact that you're here and you're sharing about what you've been doing for over 20 years. And I just kind of, I want to transition a little bit and ask you what do you need? How can we help as a community? Because we are all connected. We are all brothers and sisters. Those of us who have been dispersed, we're in the diaspora. What impacts one of us, it impacts all of us. We may not realize that, but it really does impact all of us. And oftentimes our brothers and sisters in Haiti, y'all get a bad rap because the media portrays you all in this state of perpetual poverty, right? But the truth, when we look back into history, there's perpetual resilience. We see Toussaint Louverture, for example, the first slave uprising bill that was able to free the nation. And that is what your stock is made of. And so what I want to know is how can we partner and come alongside so that the perception among us as a people is changed about our brothers and sisters over there in the land of Haiti?
Before my dad answer that, before you answer that, Dad, your pie, if you can. So, because I know a lot of time Israelites, us as Black folks, we have this traumatic experience in church when someone asks. Scripture say, if you ask not, you shall receive not. You see what I'm saying? So you have to ask. We have to remove this aspect of pride in our life that when someone asks, the Spirit will convict you as to whether you're going to help or not. So I pray that the Most High work in you all as to see the sincerity and authenticity of what is being done as far as the work. We're not relying on the Red Cross. We're not relying on the Salvation Army. We're doing this like with ourselves. You see what I'm saying? We know what we need. We know how to take care of one another. By law, the Red Cross and all these different, they're only required to use 11% of what they get towards actually doing whatever they're designed to do. 11%. Now, they may have changed. 11%. Whereas with us, 100% goes to that. You see what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. Now, if you have maybe one of the shorter video, you can see kind of see an example of what we done. And then my father can go ahead and say exactly what is it that he does and what is it that he needs.
Gotcha. I'll bring it up.
Grandma used to tell me you don't know where you're going unless you know where you came from. If you search it diligently, it'll make a better you. Yeah, I'm sitting on the pew with a stone face, listening to this preacher, what a disgrace. Something feels so different from what I heard yesterday, from an Israelite along the way. An Israelite along the way. From an Israelite along the way. Tell me who I am. I've been searching for so long, I don't understand. Everywhere I seem to go, people shake their heads at me. Tell me what is going on. Someone hold my hand. Please tell me who I am. Mm-hmm. Tell me who I am. Mm-hmm. Tell me who I am. As I begin to read the scriptures, it all came together for me. Someone's been lying through their teeth. They've been misleading and twisting prophecy. I can see that my people is at the bottom of the barrel. I see myself the more I read it every hour. I can see things more clearly, the wretched part of me. Is it me? Is it me? Could it be? Could it be? I can't believe. Can somebody tell me who I am? Who I am. I've been searching for so long, I don't understand. Please make me understand. Everywhere I seem to go, people shake their heads at me. Tell me what is going on. Someone hold my hand. Please tell me who I am. Hey, I think I know now who I am. I got some understanding. I know now who I am. It's so sad, man, that someone can come and just steal your entire.
Yeah, I wanted to show that, but that doesn't even do justice as far as the amount of work we put in on a yearly basis, even when people are not watching, behind the scenes. If you go to my channel, I have a playlist which has humanitarian. Go to playlist humanitarian, and that's not even showing what we did for Bahamas, where we had multiple 18-wheeler truckloads of stuff going on because the people showed up. I'm talking about the people showed up where they wanted to help and things of that nature. So it's the same with this. Every year we do this. This is an ongoing. If we can do this almost every month, we would, but we just don't have the resources to do it. So every year we at least go there, give them the word, but not just the word, but also feed the people. Like my dad says, when they see the light on in the house, they know when my dad comes, blessing is coming. I mean, that's just how deep it is. When my dad shows up and my mother shows up, they know blessing. They know at least they're going to eat good. And the reason why we also do this is also to spark people to move in that direction, even over there, to encourage, because you just never know who you're going to find. You might find a Moses in there. You might find a Joseph in there. You just don't know. So we just have to keep doing the work and find that one that's missing. And so that's why we continue to do this work. My dad, he does this out of love. I remember one time, I think a year ago, my wife gave my mother $800, just a gift. And she didn't even use it for herself. You know what? She actually put it to the entire thing towards the Haiti mission. And my wife was like, "What in the world?" Like, it's just the love they have for the people. Dad's not rich. We ain't got no kind of money like that. But the thing about it is the love that we have for our people. You know, they talk crap about the Haitians. They treat them like as if they're just second class citizens. So, but look, like Ashanda said, resilient people. But that doesn't necessarily mean they cannot be helped. You see what I'm saying? Even with all the craziness that's going on over there, we have ways where we can get things there. Just keep that in mind. But Ashanda, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, you was gonna continue.
Absolutely. That was such an inspiring video to see all that food. I mean, that you purchased. That's amazing. My husband and I, we used to put plates together for the homeless when we were in West Palm Beach. But we never got a chance to do something of that magnitude. And especially you spoke earlier about $40 pay for someone's schooling, $40. And then you turned around and got the assistance to pay for 75 children just to attend school. And that's amazing. Honestly, $40 and $75 really isn't that much to us. It just isn't. $45 to $70, even with the economy the way it is, that is a small number, but it goes such a long way. And so what we want to know from you is, what is it that you need in order to be able to make an impact, not just a drop, not just, like just a little drip that comes from the faucet. We want to know what kind of an impact that we could make collectively to serve the mission that you have going on in Haiti.
Thank you for that question. But impact you could make on it, what God put on your heart. We don't. I really want to tell you the truth. We get some bad people do their own thing on the name of the Lord. I don't want to be on that path. This is why we don't ask nobody, because we do it with what God give us. But because you're honest on that situation, you really see what we're doing. I cannot change the whole country. I can't change even a section of it. But I could stop someone that is starving. I could stop a family who going to right now going to looking for a bed, hungry. We don't have, the children don't have nothing to eat. This is what I'm focused on to see. We could feed the last trip I make up there. I was feeding, let me see, about 500 people one day, and when before we left again, we feed another 475 again. More you feed, more coming, because news go, people who live in far, they don't mind walking, hour and a half to come and get these things. So if God touch your life in that, your heart on that you want to help, I is up to you. You could buy stuff or you could send them money, but because I don't want to be, ask people no money because they might think, I want it for myself. No, I don't want it for myself. I just want to feed people. Uh, we have a way on Miami. We buy stuff. We buy rice, oil. We buy flour. We buy black bean. We buy spaghetti. You know, all kind of things. We buy. So we could get that. We send because I was have to go this month, but what I have very low. If I could find more, that would be happy very much. Plus, the thing coming so expensive now. The money I used to spend to do it become triple. So I I'm not master on the begging. I just no. I want to because even at that I proud of my family. I don't want to leave bad name for them when I go. I like to do it honestly, clean way. So it's a burden for me, but I try to do it right way because if someone give me something, I want it to go where it's supposed to go. Last year before last, that was helpful when the thing was happening in Oka and Haiti. I can go. I send we send the stuff was about almost $8,000. Send the stuff up there. I got to let somebody do it for me because I this is when that COVID was very strong. I couldn't go up there. We send those things. We spend a lot of money to get those things get up there, but I don't think they was do what they're supposed to do because Haiti, they get some people you trust, but they grab the thing their own self. They keep it. They would rather sell it. We sell it to somebody else and give it the way it's supposed to go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do like this, so this is why I do it a different way. I ship them to the boat, get some people come and get them for me. Or when I hear the comment, they wait in the house where I want them, and I get my ticket. We going up there, we share it, we take the food the way it's supposed to go. Supposed to go. So this is why we dedicate this time to for us to go this year. No matter what we got, because we could find our way to get on the island. We go through Cape Haitian. We get a boat come and pick up the stuff, and we go on different because Haiti is a very difficult place now for you to go. But by for me is my duty to do it, no matter what. It's my duty. It's my duty. So I will can't tell you everything because there's so much to say, but that's the way I am. We plant. I found a lady last week who asked me when I say I'm planning to go, but uh, she told me meet me certain way by the church. I never see that. Me and my wife was surprised to see that. That lady put a 500 pound rice on a back trunk, come bring us. And when I get there, she don't even want me to put my hand on it. She said, Mr. Lord, let me get them because I give it, I got to give myself to. She loaded up my back car. Yeah, I put them on my trunk and take them home. And when I told my wife what she do, I mean that was I don't know. Thing happened like that, Soon that happened to me like that, it's a tear on my eye because you don't find people so honest like that these days. And that was very it's been a lot for me. Mean a lot for me. So I'm waiting now to see if I could get what I need, ship them away, and I could set up a day for me,
Yeah,
my wife and I to go up there.
yeah. The
So
sorry, Dad. I found the list. I found the list that you gave me of the stuff because I think she was asking for like specific stuff too. So let me mute you because it's doing the feedback. Um, we had a list, and it's not a lot of stuff, but I mean, if we can get more, that'd even be great because then we can do a lot more. We had like 30 100-pound bags of rice. and I think right now they're going at $44.85 a piece. That's like in Miami. There's this warehouse where we go. We buy a lot of the stuff that we ship. And the good thing about it is we know people with boats and that we are friends with, and so that's why a lot of stuff we send they always get there because it's protected. Even some of the people at the port, they know my dad, and so they know when he comes, that's what he's doing, and they always they protect him. And then we got 20, 50 pounds flour bags. I don't know, the price may have gone up by now, but it's $26 a piece. And you got 20 black beans, dry beans, like 100 pounds of those. We got 25 cases of spaghetti. Notice what we're saying, 25 cases of spaghetti. We're only asking that because that's what we feel we want to do. But if we have 1,000 you some pounds of spaghetti, we could do even more. So it's there's not a limit, but it is what it is. But we also understand people, go through things. And then 50 cases of oil, 6 gallons each case. That's $47 a piece for each case. And you got shipping fees. That's to be determined because then that depends on what they're offering there. Um, so, and then we're looking to put, I forgot the amount of, I think about 75 or 70 kicks, students tuition. So, whatever we can do. I mean, if we get less, that's fine. We'll do whatever we can with it. If not, if the Most High bless it with even more, all praises to the Most High. But please, if you can, donate whatever you can. You see what I'm saying? We're not asking for a lot, but if you can, my Cash App is $LNL Tracks. That's $LNL Tracks. It's on the screen. And then you can go to PayPal and do it that way also. Son of Shemites at Gmail. And then Zelle, which is the phone number, 813-315-0229. All right. That's my phone number. Please, if you call me, don't call frivolously. You know what I'm saying? Call with a purpose. That is my number. So donate to Haiti, Cash App, $LNL Tracks, and then PayPal is son of Shemites at Gmail, and then the Zelle is the phone number. You can also go to my website, which is sonofshemites.com. I'm going to move the donate button because you can go there. It's the same thing. It's just going to take you to PayPal and stuff like that. So we would appreciate whatever help we can get so we can send my dad to do what it is that he loves doing. And then we'll make sure that we account for everything just as we always do and show you guys exactly what's being done. Um, it is guerrilla tactics we use in order to get these things done. That's why we've been able to be successful. So I appreciate all of you in advance that are going to help with this situation. Um, and that's it, really, as far as from me. Ashanda, if you have anything you want to say.
Yeah, no, I want to just say that, family, I know that these times right now that they're so uncertain, but these are the times when we have to rise to the occasion. These are the times when we show our greatest amount of love and respect and unity and being able to take part in something that is going to serve our family in the diaspora in this way. And like I told you, I got a lot of lovely people that I know from the island of Haiti, and they work so hard to give back. And if we can walk alongside of our brothers and our sisters, just like our dear brother Lewis, who has been working adamantly for over 20 years to serve his community, we got to hold each other's hands up. If you can be a blessing in any way, then we would definitely appreciate you taking this time out to serve in the same way that these fathers today have served their seed and served us with their presence. So we are so grateful just to have this moment. Y'all spoke some real life into me. I know y'all spoke life into all the people that were listening, gave us great representation, gave us a great way to look at our community when it's thriving. We're always seeing the negative. We're always hearing from the media all the negatives of why we can't prosper as a family. But this right here goes to show that we absolutely can prosper if we can learn to love and unify with one another and do it with our actions, not just our words. So I am so grateful to have been here tonight. Thank you so much for inviting me. This has been a true blessing, and all of y'all family, y'all know, y'all all family. I love and I appreciate you. So I'm gonna fall back.
Man,
Thank
Ashanda,
you.
you've been so amazing. Like, and it's crazy because you don't know when you meet someone. And sometimes, especially in this walk, I think I have an idea now that I meet people and I sort of kind of know, I think the Most High is going to use this person for this reason. But sometimes I'm wrong. And then to show how the Most High has increased our relationship, and it's always in doing good. That's why I love it, because you are Sean, and I know you got a heart for the people, and I know you got a heart for sharing information and things of that nature. Anything to really move forward to build this kingdom, you've always been with it, not just physically, not just from a tangible standpoint, but spiritually. You're highly spiritual, and I love that about you, just loving the Most High. And I pray that you keep on going that route, giving people a chance to be able to prosper in whatever gift that the Most High has given them. So I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, that you heed the call. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. It's an honor. Hallelujah.
All right, and Dad, I guess if you have any last thing you want to say to the people, um, this is your chance. You can just go ahead and speak.
Yeah, thank you very much. You can, I can explain to you so much joy on my heart this meeting this afternoon to meet you guys. Uh, Deep on my heart, I want to tell you I love you guys. And if you want to help, you're welcome. And not if, I know you're gonna help. I know you're gonna help. My mind already told me you're gonna help because I can see I'm talking with people who concerned about that situation. So therefore, I expect you to join me because I plan to the vessel who can stuff for me. He Haiti now. He coming down next week. Maybe by before last part of this month, he might have to go back, and I plan to ship everything we have to over there. So soon we send them. Maybe I might have to leave first week of September. I wish it could be before, but to tell you the truth, I'm not ready now to fill what need now. But soon we bless, we ready to live. So therefore, I thank you very much for your concern about that situation. I hope God bless you guys uh, on your ministry and your good heart, and I hope you keep share this message everywhere you go. And we owe those people those kind of life we live in now. We owe them that. There's a lot of people out there on the dark. They don't know what we're doing. Sometimes they might laugh what you're doing, but don't shame. The scripture say that. Do not shame of the gospel because it's a good news for those who believe. You know, you don't have to force people, but your duty to give people what God lets you lead you to do. So therefore, I wish you guys good ministry, love one another. People do you bad, do them good. Don't harm nobody, but you get someone who cover you under his umbrella. Is way, way up. Man can't touch him. So be brave on what you're doing. Don't get to the people business, do a God business. If you do it like that, you all cover. Your family cover, your kids cover, your future cover. Especially though that young lady I'm looking at now. I want to tell you, when I listen to your testimony, the Father who have with you, who met you halfway to take you where you are now, for your consideration for what he been doing for you. You get a lot to do, and guess what? Your hand gonna be full. Your blessing gonna be poured over you. Stay where you are. You're on the right track, okay? You're on the right track. So everybody
I received
who
that.
was
Thank
there
you.
tonight. It's a pleasure for me. From bottom of my heart, my wife. I don't know if my son gets something to say before we left, but I want to tell you, I'm proud of you guys.
Thank you.
This man you see you have with your lovers is my first son. Listen, I have all my kids. I say each of them value our nation. So that means anybody on one, you on me. You're on me because that's all I live for them. For them. I'm proud for that, proud for have them. Thank you very much. And I don't know what to say too much. I saw so full joys. So I don't know where to start, where to finish. So thank you very much on the bottom of my heart. May God bless you, keep you, and you should be the richest people never live on this world because according to what you know.
Look at Daddy. Daddy. Daddy.
Daddy,
Daddy.
Elvis there? Is Elvis there?
Alice, you there? Look like he live. Look like he live.
Okay. Yes,
Yeah.
I have a brother named Elvis. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah.
my last son.
All right. Well, thanks, Dad. Love you, and thanks, Mom, for coming on, and I appreciate it.
Okay.
So this is another level of my life transparency with my parents coming on, and just like J-Luck's dad and your pa's dad, and I thank all of you for coming on, and I pray that the Most High bless you, especially with Dad when you go on this trip. I already see it's gonna go down. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So we'll make sure that the resources are there. And so I appreciate
Okay.
you. All right, and you have a wonderful day. And Vel, thank you so much for coming on as well. I appreciate you. And as you know, we're gonna get it done.
For
May
sure.
God
Can y'all
bless you
hear me?
guys.
We
Hello?
can hear you. We can hear you, Vel.
Oh, okay. Because I had to break away for a minute, but I heard your father give that uh, really outstanding um, conversation that he just gave us, and whatever I can do or whatever I can help to do, I surely will be a part of it. You guys are welcome, and I don't have a lot more to say. I appreciate you guys having me on here, and I don't know if I'll do another one, but if I do, it'll be with you guys. You guys are great. Barkley, Merry Christmas.
Bill, did I start?
Happy birthday. Whatever other holiday you got, you can thank the Lord for it. So, it's all good, but you know it's nothing but love.
Comments in this thing.
Oh, I'm gonna get you once we get off the air. But hey, I
Yo.
love y'all, man. Y'all are the best, and I really enjoy talking with y'all. And Brother Lewis, I really enjoy you and your beautiful bride, and it was so nice to meet you and hear these outstanding things that you're doing. And it's so ironic that and I'm not going to keep this going, but it's so ironic that if you look at every one of us that we were speaking, every one of us have come through the same path, but we're doing it in a different way. But it's the same path.
Yeah.
His help with the people, my help with the inner city kids that, life is just in shambles and don't have family, girls that can't eat or whatever. And then, Brother Calvin and his way of ministry and helping out and what he was doing, it's mind blowing. It's like we've all have I guess what I'm trying to say, we all have kind of have gone the path that we've gone to help people, but we've all done it in a different way. And it's mind blowing that all three of us would be on the phone and all three of us would be here talking with you guys. It's just mind blowing. I'm blown away. I really am. I'm blown away. But thank y'all. I ain't gonna keep y'all, man. Every time I get out of here, y'all be smiling like that, and that makes me feel good when y'all smiling. But I appreciate it, and until next time, much love to y'all.
These folk gonna be tearing my name up because you came on here clowning.
Barclay.
God, SpongeBob, bro. What is that? Oh man. Well, we're gonna have fun with that one.
Oh
Oh
man,
yeah, we most definitely
I
are.
can't live this down. This
Just
is
put some more ammo in my pocket. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Dad, and then Zelle. Appreciate you guys for coming on. I appreciate you.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Love you, Bell. Thanks.
Yeah.
You can't say nothing.
Ditto. Ditto.
I know you. Yeah,
Ditto.
you on the spot. You live. You gonna
I
have
am.
17,000 people
man.
looking
Let
at
me
you.
get off this.
Man, all right, all praise to the Most High. So, Ashanda, you got any last words?
Man, this has been a lot of fun. Yeah, I like that Sponge Barbara. That was cute. I never heard that one before. So that was cute. Don't worry about. We're gonna find out their nicknames. See, they was trying to hide tonight. They was, they was putting up that veneer of perfection. We're gonna get down to the nitty gritty. I'm gonna call my daddy on the phone to get the real story. So
that's what we gotta call.
No, but this has been great, family. I appreciate y'all again for having me on. And family, like I said, do everything that y'all can to support and to help the work, because we know it's a lot of work out there, but we gotta put our hands to the plow. The harvest is plenty, but the workers are few. So we need to increase the workers. Okay, we definitely need to increase the workers to make an impact all the way around. Thank you so much, Ashanda at large, folks that came in and listening. I appreciate y'all. I see y'all. And thank y'all so much again, Off Limits Podcast, for having me to come in and co-host. And, now I got to go get them babies in the bed.
Okay. All right. Thanks, sis.
Thank
Have
you.
a good one, sis.
Shalom.
Thank you.
Oh,
Boy, this kissing to the face. You ain't living that down.
This one for the history.
Boy.
For the,
nah, for real.
Yeah,
SpongeBob. Yo, are we the first Israelites to go ahead and bring our fathers on? And
I don't know. I
hey, I'm grateful to bring the transparency for the people.
Right.
A lot of people have healing to do in their own lives. Heal. I say it all the time. So many times, healing can begin with a sorry. I didn't understand you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to mistreat you. I'm sorry. I love you. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Healing begin with simple things. We be waiting for the lightning and thunder to come out the sky, but the Most High has given us the power to heal one another and love one another. So I would love for us to focus on that, so we can be better for one another. We say we brethren, we don't act like it a lot of times. I really want to be brethren with you. Seriously. I really want to be brethren with all of you. Brothers, sisters, truly come together and be one. I would love that. I went through my own healing process, and I pray that any of you out there who need healing, I pray that you get it. I seriously pray that you get it, because you'll be better. You can be better for some people that we can't reach, because we need every last one of y'all to be better so you can help the ones who need help. We need each other like that, family. So I hope everyone who needs the healing that they need get it.
Bam.
It's on you, Barbara.
Boy, I tell you. I tell you. You know what? I second that motion. And I only can second it because I had to go do it too. So when I spoke about my biological dad, I think I went through the same thing everybody else went through. When if their dad wasn't, what you had to hear about your father, what you had to, what I'm saying, the things that shape and molded your perspective of the man that brought you to this world. And I don't know if I had resentment. I just know he wasn't there. So when I got the opportunity and when I was older enough, you know what I'm saying, to go to him by myself to reestablish a relationship, I did. And me and my dad, we be hitting on all cylinders, you know. And he comes to the shows. As long as I've been in the truth, he's actually just been around. He's not in the truth whatsoever, but he's come to barbecue lamb for the feast day. He's staying overnight to make sure that lamb kebabs are made for the feast day. Not in the truth whatsoever. It's because I know that he loves me, and that was a part of him showing that he loves me. He wants to be around me. He want to be involved in my life. Like forget the past. Like we here now. And my dad did that on multiple occasions. He done did multiple feast days. So and now you know my other dad. He's seeing by him seeing who I'm around. Like before then, he wasn't like my biological dad. My biological dad came in because of me, but my my dad, he's like, nah, I don't trust you because I know how you get down. But by me being around my brothers and him actually seeing my brothers, that kind of sent him into a vortex of what I've been trying to say all along. But men, that he's such a man, he see it in men, it just made it even more clear. So now he's comfortable now. So I can't praise the Father enough for that. Like that he's actually comfortable with what I believe because he see the fruits in men. Because he only really deal with men. He don't deal with no cowards. He don't deal with people like that. So it was just amazing that 2.5 years ago I met these brothers and now we're here. Now both of my dads are coming to my event. They sitting, you know what I'm saying? Enjoy that father, man. That is serious. Yeah. And that's the things we have to do. We have to reconcile these relationships. I'm with Lawrence on that scripture. I never thought that scripture never settled with me based on the understanding that was being presented. Cause I'm like, it said, blessed are the peacemakers. That mean for that mean in all aspects of your life, it's supposed to be shalom. It's supposed to be peace. So how are you gonna tell somebody the truth when our family is at disarray? How are you gonna do that? You know, I heard a sermon saying, you know, like Christ and his mother, but they were there at the end because they understood. They understood the mission at the they came to the understanding of the mission. Like my mom, she stopped. We were arguing for 6 years because I said the Most High, and all that patience. I was like, Mom, I'm gonna stop arguing with you about this, but you will see. And soon as she read the Bible for yourself, she came to me and said, "You know why I stopped arguing with you? Because I actually read the Most High in the Bible." So it's like we have to have patience for our people. The same amount of patience. I'm 34. So we're going to say from 12, I had 22 years of messing up. I'm going to triple that for the next person. I'm going to triple that for my family, for my, you know what I'm saying? That same long suffering and forbearance and forgiveness the Most High had for me, I'm doing that, you know, for my people. Because reconciliation, he's the power of reconciliation. We left, we went astray. He want us to reconcile back to him, back to his ways. So I'm all for this. This dope to me. And please donate. Look, it's right there. Donate $5, $10. Did you hear how much like the stuff costs? $40 for you saying $5. 8 people saying $5. We got 100 pound of rice or something like that. Like, please donate. Like, I never really say what I've done, but I done sent mine and I'm looking to send more. So please, if you have it, please send and donate to the mission. This is a beautiful mission. I love stuff like this. So, if you sitting and eating good, you got steaks and stuff, you got $20 laying around, just send it. The Most High got you. I lived a life like that, giving, just giving. And the Most High, listen, the Most High been cutting up these last 2 months. I'm here to tell you, it's been crazy. Listen, y'all remember Payless shoes? I done went from Payless shoes to Nikes. My baby got. I'm just saying, no, like when you do that out your heart, like brother Dottie Lorius was saying. He said, give it from your heart. You know what I'm saying? Don't be mad about it. Be a cheerful giver. They use that with y'all in church. Now, we ain't in church no more. So. Be a cheerful giver. Once again, I feel like I talk too much. My mouth getting dry. But all praise to the Most High. Love y'all. It's been beautiful. Don't forget to donate. Do that.
All right. Well, we appreciate that. And thank you so much. And for the folks that are on the other end that are watching, man, thank you so much. Your support has always been grand. Your support is always encouraged. And at the end of the day, no matter what kind of discussion we have, we want to make sure at least you guys are able to take something with you that was edifying. We not here to speak in tongues and confuse you about what's going on in this life. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we want you to understand our life as best as we can present to you in a very transparent way. So maybe you can learn something from our transparency, or maybe you can learn something from someone who visited the platform and what they had to say. And so it's all about learning, and it's all about getting better as a human being, as a person. Trying to get back to that image of the Most High, which is his characters, which is his attributes that we must carry on, his attribute that we must exemplify. You see what I'm saying? So when we say something, we have to be about it. You know what I'm saying? Around here, we're gonna say it, and then we're gonna do it. You see what I'm saying? And then when we do it, we wanted to speak as loud as can, because at the end of the day, we wanted to magnify the name of the Most High. And that's really all there is to it. We want to magnify the name of the Most High in every single thing that we do, whether it be a podcast, whether it be a movie, whether it be a song, whether it be going to a get together. It don't matter. We want the Most High to be magnified all the time. And so hopefully we can bring that to you. Hopefully you see that. And really, that's all I have to say. I pray that you all are blessed. And when you leave this podcast and go with your everyday life, I pray that the Most High bless that. And any stumbling block that has been put before you and your family, I rebuke that in the name of Yahushua, that it shall not come and harm you at all. But if you are going through something, be encouraged. Pray. But not just pray, but act on whatever the word is that can help you go through whatever it is you're going through. Trust me, there's a solution in the scripture for whatever it is you're going through. And if you have any questions or anything like that, you can send us an email, because we don't never announce that. If you need help with like maybe a prayer or something like that, I have elders. I have people that I know that may be able to help you go through whatever spiritual struggles you may be going through. Because at the end of the day, we're all talking about healing. And I know some people say, well, I'm too accessible, or this person. Look, I'm here. You see what I'm saying? And if it is what it is, I'm accessible. So, that's one thing about me. I do pick up my phone, and we do answer messages. And so that way we can help us all heal. Other than that, that's all I got, folks. And your Pi's going to find the music, and Jay Lush is going to do what he do.
Well, as Miss Q finds the music, the greatest two commandments: love the Most High with all your heart, soul, and mind, and love thy neighbor as thyself. Hallelujah.
Indeed. I second.
All praise. On that note, we're going to keep on going strong. Shalom.
Shalom.
That sounds like a radio exit, did it?
It did. Like at 1 o'clock, you going off at 1 o'clock in the morning or something?
I've been lying.
Mississippi, that's water under the bridge. I barely escaped with my mind intact. In fact, the straight jacket still hung on the rack. While I hung by a thread and reputation attack, my face started to exercise. Now I'm humbly jacked. What they wanted for me was to curl up. How ironic it's the bar that I'm lifting and get them stirred up. I can't fail, I'm a worshiper. Yeah, I come by here like a rain dance in Jerusalem. What I wanted was to hurt him, son. But I had a conversation and that's father to son. The result is circumcision. In the spirit, in the flesh, that's the double entendre.
I've been lied on. I've been manipulated. I've been hated and persecuted. I'm slumped and dumped on. Gotta keep on going strong. I'm barely holding on. Where did it go wrong? Where did it go wrong? Gotta keep on going strong. I'm not the one that you should hate, 'cause they ain't gon' love me anyways. It don't matter what I say, 'cause they gon' still smile in my